What is up, everybody? It's me, it's Dean. And it's the end of November, but I wanted to do a recap of 2025 and see how things went. Um, and yeah, maybe talk a little bit about the future of what I want to do with life and what I want to do with this channel and my other channels. Which, by the way, I have three channels. So let's talk about them a little bit. And then we'll talk about, yeah, the three channels, then how my life has gone during the year, and then we'll talk about the future. So yeah, starting off with A Body Productions. Yeah, you guys remember that? All 9 subscribers. Um, one of which I'm pretty sure is this my main channel. Subscribe to it. Um, yeah, this was where I did my creative projects during my digital cinematography degree way back during the pandemic. And ever since I finished that degree, the channel's been pretty much dormant. Um, yeah, I've considered getting rid of the channel, but as I'm going to talk about more later in the video, I do want to work on more creative stuff and just be more creative in general. And so I'm it's probably going to stay dormant for a little while, but if I do bring it back, I might do a little rebrand and then just try some new stuff. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. And moving on to what is technically my main channel, because that's where I watch all my YouTube videos on. Ace the Storm. Um, yeah, I did my second year of storm chasing this year. Not as crazy as the first. Started off pretty well. Yeah, I did storm chasing in Missouri, and was technically really close to a tornado that went through a town that I was in, and I got to hide in a in a Casey's gas station. Um, it didn't hit us; it passed by outside of town, but it was still an experience. And I don't know if I'm going to chase in the southeast again. That was just Missouri. That's not even like the true southeast. But yeah, I think I'm going to stick to the Midwest for now, as exhilarating as that was. But along with that, I did get to see 3 weak tornadoes, all on April 17th in Nebraska, so that was pretty cool. April 28th was a day that was supposed to be a big tornado outbreak for Iowa, and it ended up not happening. It's a big old bust there. And then besides that, like after that, the rest of the spring and summer was pretty quiet. Um, I had one video in July of some pretty strong storms that rolled through overnight, but that was about it. So it was kind of quiet for me. It's kind of hard to, chase when working around your work schedule, and you kind of get a limited, you know, bit of paycheck to paycheck. So hopefully going into this year, I'll have a little bit more money to work with, and hopefully Iowa participates a bit more, so I can, you know, participate as well and chase some good stuff. But yeah, this channel right now we're going through the winter months, and I just posted a video of our first snowstorm of the year, which came around pretty early. Um, and throughout the winter, I usually post like little shorts of some snow that we might get, and then sometime during the spring, I compile it all together into a recap video. But it's gonna be kind of dormant for the next few months, for the most part. But once spring rolls around, you can expect more stuff. I also might rename the channel a bit. Ace the Storm is a little bit cheesy, so I might just make it like my name, Storm Chaser, and just do that. Um, but yeah, we'll see. Well, we'll get to that in the spring, I think. And on to the main channel, Bandit Dean. So yeah, I want to kind of go through the different groups of videos that we have for this. And to start out, gotta give a shout out to Hard Knock Disasters and the whole Disasters uh, game mini game that we have. I did 2 videos, one in late November of 2024, and then the Hard Knock Disasters was released on New Year's Day. That's a chaotic, great chaotic mini game that makes for good montages, I think. Wish we would do that again. Maybe we can at some point. Then I had a New Year's update video on the JFS. We'll put a pin in that and move on to Muck The Lover, JFS Classic. This was kind of a test run of something I want to do for 2026, which we'll get to. But I took a video, an old video from 2015, 10 years ago, and basically edited it down and made it a little bit more entertaining. Basically just cut out the dead air. And yeah, it's something I wanted to do more of back then. I started editing a Space Engineers version and never finished it. So I might have to circle back on that at some point. But for the JFS Classic thing, we'll talk about that in a bit. Then we get on to Anthro New England, a furry convention. 2 videos on that. One was the Fursuit Parade, and the other is me talking about Anthro New England while stuck at an airport in DC. And yeah, a lot of fun. I'm not going to Anthro New England this year, unfortunately. Maybe I'll do a different convention for 2026, but this is another thing that I want to touch on later. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to do this. So yeah, we'll circle back to it. A lot of circling back here. But don't worry, we'll talk about this one right now. That is Overwhirled. Overwhirled was probably my favorite series of the year. It was just like we removed the nether and the end. We removed coordinates. We added permits and a few different like crafting recipes to get the like nether and end stuff. And it was honestly, for the 3 months that it was up, it was never intended to be a long series, but I think it overstayed its welcome. Not over. I meant that in a good way. I meant it lasted longer than we expected it to. I think it was supposed to last like a month, and we got 3 months out of it. So it did not overstay its welcome. It overperformed or performed above expectations. So that's what I meant. I promise I like it. I like the series. And there was a little bit of like, I think it kind of became a test run for how I do my videos now on the JFS. Each video has like multiple sessions with like some of it's just me, some of it's with other people. There's a little bit more editing going on and the use of the replay mod in some videos. It was a lot of fun to edit these, and they were surprisingly did fairly well for like my channel standards, like 16, 18 views. There's a 78 in here, and then randomly we have 172 views where I move my shop out of Spawn Town. And then my last video, Dean Dimmadog is too busy with his final thesis to make a proper video, has 216 views for no reason and 2 comments. So I don't understand it. It's an algorithm thing, I guess. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. That series was a lot of fun. What was also a lot of fun is REPO. I wish we played REPO more. We actually did. Dennis Muck and I played REPO recently. I did not record it because I don't know. I just wanted to have fun with friends. If they record it and they want to throw it up on their channels, then they most definitely can. And you should check out Dennis or Muckluck to see if they do post anything about that. But yeah, for this series, we started in April. The whole series was in April. And I did edited down play sessions that were about 10-15 minutes each, except for the Muckluck Clutch, which was unedited, And then I did a Repo in a Nutshell video, which was actually like a session that I think was like not too like not too crazy compared to the others. It was a little bit I think you could tell we were starting to get tired during that point. So I kind of just edited a little bit more during that. But then we have a bit of a gap. Nothing released in May. And actually, at this point, is when I kind of started not really uploading much of anything. I was kind of done making videos, which we'll circle back to. Because randomly, there's GTA roleplay. Yeah, there was. I wanted to do GTA roleplay for a while, and I actually did a session or two on a random server like a few years back, but this was like when I was in Minnesota. And yeah, I had a dorm mate then, so it wasn't really a viable thing to do, and kind of scary. But in this case, a brand new public server opened up, and it was a public version of a server that I was following already. So I showed up on day one, and my first 2 or 3 sessions were a ton of fun. The first two especially were probably the most fun I've ever had. Uh, or at least the most fun I've had in a long time with like complete strangers. um, yeah, absolute blast in those 2 sessions. And something weird happened. Something I've never really experienced before, and something I gotta pay close attention to, I think, going forward. Um, like after the first session, I go back to work, do my work week, and I'm not logging on after work, obviously. And then when I come back, it felt like everybody was a lot farther ahead in their stuff, in everything, than I was. And suddenly I had this pressure in the back of my mind that I had like fallen behind, and now if I try to interact with people, I'm kind of like interfering, and like the people that I was interacting with on the first couple sessions I haven't seen, or they've like changed so much that it's like kind of hard to keep up, or kind of feels like I'm interfering, like I said. Like my social anxiety really kicked my ass during this time, and while I got a month's worth of content out of it, it was progressively more and more difficult for me to like actually interact with other people. Um, so eventually I kind of gave up on it, and then the server became a bit problematic with the admins. like, uh, it's weird. This is the server like birthed from another problematic event with a previous server. Like the admins of them created a new group, and next thing you know, they become problematic. And so yeah, once that happened, I was like, okay, I should probably leave the Discord. So I would like to do GTA roleplay again, but I don't know. I think it's gonna be hard to start anew. I don't really have the desire to do it again right now. But if I do, I got to make sure I come back with a mindset to not worry so much about what everyone else is doing, and just focus on more of being a silly little guy like I was in the first 2 sessions. So yeah. Um, and yeah, then almost another month or two passed before another video. And if you remember, we only had one JFS video this entire year up to this point. I was not making JFS videos. I don't even know if I was logging on that much during this year for Season 5. And then Dennis made a video talking about the season and how he felt about everything. And then I made a video that kind of echoed the same stuff. I don't have the same desire to record like I used to. And ironically, a bunch of people like also made videos voicing their opinions on the server. And then we started talking about Season 6. And those two things combined, ironically, brought my interest in making videos back. So I guess I just say, geez. Hello? can I talk right? I guess I just have to keep crying wolf, is what I meant to say. I just need to say I'm going away forever, and then my desire to come back will come back. I've done it before. Um, but yeah, we had a couple more videos to finish off the season, culminating in the grand finale of recovering the dragon egg. Tiny Stranger created this awesome adventure on the server, and a bunch of us went through it together, and it was a blast. Um, and it was actually a bit of like we tied up a loose end with the Dragon Egg storyline from season 5 because it went missing at one point, and we just didn't have it for a while. And then this helped us get it back. And then I posted a last look video. That I'm going to say, I would like to do more videos like that for the other seasons, like 1 through 4. So I haven't done it yet, but I would like to. So I might come around and do that at some point. It wouldn't be too difficult to do. It'll just take some time because some of these, like season 3 especially, that's gonna take some time. There's a lot of stuff to look at on that server. But yeah, that kind of brings us to today. Season 6 begins, and the main change here is that we got long form content. Like I said with Overworld, it was, you know, it's now like multiple sessions, some with just me and some with other people. Yeah, more videos have been kind of just me recently as activities kind of died down and we're getting into holidays and stuff. But the editing is still, a little different. Multiple recording sessions, use of the replay mod, stuff like that. I think that has kind of upped the production value of these videos at least a little bit. And there's a couple other stuff in here. Supermarket Together was fun. Jackbox 11, Wingspan with Shawstin. So yeah, that brings us to today. And like I said in the beginning of the video, it's the end of November, so still technically a month left in the year. I'm going to tell you right now, if I make any videos during December, it might be 1 or 2. It's going to be super busy for me. I do Amazon delivery, and the holiday season is our busiest time of the year. Like this work week I have 1 day off coming up, and then I might have 2 throughout the rest of the month. But normally I have 3, and we're going to have a lot of stuff to deliver. So my days off are probably going to be spent doing as little as possible during December. We'll see. The winter weather, might give me more time at certain points, but we'll see what I do with that. Because we're going to talk... Well, I got to talk about how life went. This is the boring part. You can skip it if you want. I talk about my life way too much, but... I've been meaning to cut down on that, but I think like a year-end recap kind of deserves a little bit of talking about it because a big deal has happened this year for me. Like work-wise, work's been work, and what else happened? I finished my master's degree, and I haven't done anything with that, and that's kind of something that I kind of had a bit of an awakening with. During the summer, early fall, I've mentioned this a number of times, but I had some time off. I was watching some videos about the state of people's the state of job markets and the economy and stuff, and how some people are bad at handling their money and stuff. And I'm like, wait a second, I'm bad at handling my money, and I'm also not doing anything with my life. Maybe I should change that. Like, it's a novel concept when you think about it, but for some reason it took me until, halfway through my 32nd year of life to realize that. And so now I'm making a concerted effort to pay off my debts. Things are a little bit ahead of schedule there. I mentioned in a video the plan for that. But yeah, things feel pretty good right now. So trying to continue that momentum into 2026. So, what's the plan for 2026? JFS Season 6 is going to continue. Still on that short leash, though. I feel like we're kind of, sort of getting to that point. The novelty's worn off. Some of the day one people, or most of the day one people, are, they stopped playing. And we're kind of down to the core few. And this month it's, holidays, busy stuff. So I'm not expecting, activity's been pretty quiet for the most part. But I'm still maintaining the rule of, if activity dies down completely and I find myself not really interacting much with people in the JFS again, basically if it becomes another Season 5 thing, then I will do my big solo project until I get tired of working on that, and then I'll stop making videos until I get inspired to make them again, I guess. And yeah, that's kind of the only plan I have another thing, and that is JFS Classics. So yeah, the Muck video that I mentioned earlier in the year, I wanted to do more of that, but I lost steam. Not the program, but just lost momentum. And now I've kind of gotten the desire back. I just got to get, work on it some more. And what I'd like to do is focus on the JFS in general. So what I would like to do is make videos where I basically take old content from my old channel, re-edit it to take out a lot of personal life stuff, and focus on just the content from those days, and combine a bunch of episodes into one video. And yeah, I'm working on combining Season 1 into one video because it was 10 episodes. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do it for the subsequent seasons. I do have ideas for a few things, for some of the group stuff that we did during that time, but for my videos especially, I'm going to try to re-edit them and have a little fun with them and get them up on the channel, because I've wanted to move everything onto the channel for a while. I just didn't really know how, so maybe this will work. Other than that, those are kind of the two main things. For the AceTheStorm channel, like I said, more storm chasing. For my third channel, I'd like to do some creative projects. We will see. And for life, there's three main things I would like to do for 2026. Number one is to be more creative, get my creativity back. That's kind of why I want to do more editing stuff and creative projects. That's why I don't want to get rid of my third channel, because I kind of want to tell stories again and make videos again and just edit stuff again. Make use out of my degrees. Try to do something with it. I don't know if life will, give me a film career at this point. I don't know if I'll end up with a film career, but I still want to make stuff, and we'll see how things go. Speaking of careers, that's kind of another thing. I do want to build towards an actual career. I'm not going to do Amazon forever. I have an idea of what I want to do, but I just got to hope that that path works out, basically. So, and then that was not number two. That was just a side note. But number two is I want to lean into the furry side a bit more. This channel probably won't see much of that at all. Maybe not. I have had some videos where you can see a little PNG avatar in the corner. That's mainly for group stuff. I keep forgetting that I have that, and then I hop into Discord with some friends and see it over on Streamlabs and go, what the hell? But yeah, I've toyed with the PNG tuber thing, and yeah, I've been a part of the furry fandom for a while, and just haven't really done anything with it very much. Like, I have a few friends that I interact with on Discord, but aside from like a couple conventions, I've never really fully immersed myself within the community, and I would like to do that more. So I would like to work on that this year. And then the third thing, oh yes, have real life friends. That sounds sad, doesn't it? Yeah, besides like work colleagues, I don't know. Work colleagues aren't really the same. I don't interact with them outside of work, even if I do get along with them. That kind of goes hand in hand with the furry stuff. Like, I have plenty of friends like on the JFS, and but they're elsewhere in the world. And aside from the solar eclipse last year, like I haven't seen like I've probably hung out with like 5 people in real life from the JFS. It was like before Shawstin last year. It was like Minecon Orlando, which was what, the second Minecon ever. That was it. That's all I've done. But like, yeah, I need to get real life friends. I need people to interact with. I think, like actually go hang out with, which kind of tricky to do as an introvert, but we'll figure it out. And to balance, that with, the other stuff I mentioned, we'll see. But yeah, I think that's everything. Um, yeah, that's everything. So that was my little year-end recap. Um, hope you enjoyed the content I've had this year. And oh yeah, by the way, now I'm at 60 subscribers on this channel, but if you want to bump my numbers up on the AceTheStorm channel, I'm 3 subscribers away from 200. If you'd like to do that, yeah, yeah. If you want to subscribe to that when you can, you don't have to. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and here is to 2026.